Cool. So Walter, happy to have you here. You are the founder of HealthTunes, and before that, like a couple of years ago, you also developed the jingle for the Intel company, which you might maybe would like to demonstrate right now how that sounds.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's perfect. So this is a perfect introduction for you. You're a composer. You're one of the world's most heard composers. Doing lots of work for companies for audio branding, and now you also started to develop health applications for better health outcomes with the help of music. Why don't you tell us more about that?
I'd love to, and great talking to you. Thanks for having me.
Again.
So HealthTunes, HealthTunes is a digital pharmacy. A digital pharmacy with very specific goods. It's music, and we're all familiar with music, but not everybody's familiar about the medicinal, healing, and preventive powers of music. And especially right now, where we hear a lot about overuse of medication, we need modalities, alternative modalities to help. And this is where HealthTunes comes in.
That sounds interesting. So today, HealthTunes is kind of a digital pharmacy with music as medicine. What will HealthTunes look like in 10 years from now?
In 10 years, we will have sensors in our bodies, and music will get streamed. Binaural beats will get streamed right to the places where you need them the most. We will not talk about acute medicine. We will all talk about preventive medicine. The idea is keep yourself healthy and help yourself before you get sick, because it sucks to get sick. I'm sure you've been, and why would you? It's like if you can prevent it. And on one hand, we take sometimes vitamins, and most of the time people only start to wake up to think about health when they get sick. But let's get to the mentality to work on it before.
Yeah, that sounds really good to me. So you guys use binaural rhythms for HealthTunes, which is basically, you know, a non-profit organization where you can tune in as a normal patient or just normal person, listen to some tunes which are adjusted to your taste, and have some background impact, hopefully a positive impact on your health. So could you tell us more about what binaural tunes are, how you use them, and how they can actually bring us to better health outcomes?
Binaural beats are a flavor of the medicine we're distributing to you. Binaural beats are very specific waves which entrain our brain waves. So basically we can tune, if you think of your brain as an instrument, we tune your instrument and to give you a clearer harmonic structure in your brain. It's as simple as that. And if you're a guitar player or if you play an instrument, you know how resonance works when you hit one string, that another string resonates along with it. Basically, that's the concept for the layman. If you need more information, email me. I'm happy to bring you into the depth of the science.
That's always good to start the conversation. So, but the question is, how do you actually define health outcomes, and how do you measure success for them when using your kind of music?
There are, of course, the obvious ones. It's like the physiological changes when somebody's in anxiety and has elevated heart rate and irregular breathing. You know, when you're nervous before you need to give an interview, it's like your whole body feels a little bit different if you're not used to it. With music, we can help the body to ease down, to breathe slower and deeper. And with that, also the heart rate will change. And I suggest that for athletes as well. And you might want to tune into a healthy physiology before you work out. So when you step on that machine and when you take a run, that you're even better prepared for that, not only mentally, but also physically.
So this is better preparation for workouts, better outcome for athletic goals, and also better outcomes for prevention. Where does the music actually come from?
The music we are offering comes from basically anywhere where we feel it's appropriate and evidence-based. We research every track we are having, and it might be a Beatles track or a Mozart track or Coldplay, you name it, or sometimes it's basically environmental sound design. There are therapies where we really want to bring your whole physiology into a lower level, and that might be wind, or that might be waves, ocean waves, which help you to get back into that zone.
So you're also running clinical tests for with including direct biofeedback. What does that mean exactly?
Some of the research studies we are involved into right now are preoperative anxiety. People, before they are going into surgery, they're obviously afraid of it. There is the unknown. And with music, we can easily get people back into the known zone. It's like, and decrease cortisol levels and increase dopamine levels, all hormones and chemicals which help you as the patient to feel better and a little bit more relaxed.
And how do you measure that?
There are a couple of ways. The first obvious thing is you see if the person is still afraid and anxiety. It's like that is you instantly know it. It's like almost like when you look at a kid and that stole that candy, you see it right away. You stole that candy. So our body language does not lie. And we can also get biofeedback, heart rate, HRV, the heart rate variability, the breathing patterns. And then a deeper measurement would be galvanic measurements of the skin or cortisol levels, if you do it immediately, because cortisol falls apart quite easily. So if you take a test, you need to immediately see what the cortisol levels are.
And what do you think, which role will wearables play in the future for, some sustainable results and also result visualization for the front end, so to speak, for the patient as well?
Do you know what, to me, the best wearable is?
What?
A wearable you don't feel and see. And to me, that's not about fashion. It is something which is so small and so accurate, and where you don't have to worry about batteries. And that is the biggest hope, that the whole battery life, and you just don't know that it's on, and it works. Tesla, like Elon Musk and his company, they have intrusive ways with that. That's like where you basically put some little strings into your brain. I'm not there yet.
Oh, you mean Neuralink?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really sexy.
And it sounds amazing. My only fear would be what happens if a company under Elon Musk, and he is a genius, but he's a crazy genius, might turn a switch into a level, and I would behave like I shouldn't behave, and that could be like a science fiction. But I do believe that this is the future, where we could download books into our brains, where the senses are so integrated in our lives that we are symbiotic with it. And almost like music is this entity which you take in, you feel, and it does a lot of effect on your body physiology and in the cognitive as well. But it's never alienating you.
Yeah, talking about the future, currently HealthTunes is used in the medical setting, but as far as I know, you're also testing the tunes with the police forces in the States. What's happening there? What did you find out? What did you do?
What's happening in the US? It's very sad, but I think you didn't ask that one.
What's happening with music applications? Tell me more.
Yes, what's happening with that? The police has a very difficult task at this point, and I don't want to get into any political sides here, but they have to be alert but not aggressive. And how? So if you sedate somebody, that person will be non-aggressive. But this person wouldn't be able to do an alert job. So how can we help a police force to be focused and not aggressive? And here we found out that with very specific music therapy and HealthTunes playlists, we could help the police to do so. And we gave a couple of police departments drum sets to basically drum along with other famous great drumming. What does it do? It gives you a sense of collaboration. You're playing with the beat with somebody else. You get aggression out. There's a physical aspect to it, but also certain beats really help our focusing and bring our alertness up and help with that as well.
That sounds really interesting to me. What future cases for specific fitness goals do you see for music and HealthTunes in particular?
Here's a very famous one, Marcus Rogan. He is the Austrian double silver medal swimmer, and Austria doesn't have a lot of swimmers. We have good skiers, some soccer players, but he trained with music. And if you ask yourself why and what, there is one incredible thing music can do. It can train our muscle memory to really follow up patterns. Music is based on patterns, especially if it's EDM music or like the so-called contemporary modern music. And so he trained his muscle memory along to this beat. He's almost dancing to a beat. And even the turning points were programmed so that he has this different rhythm there, and then he gets back into the groove of one length. And that obviously is part of his big success.
Did he use binaural beats for that? Or just
there are those bass layers in there as well, definitely, to help with the energy and brain waves and so on. And we see the same thing if you're in a fitness center, and especially right now, COVID days, and you're on your own, and you might be the only person there, and you want to get pumped up. You put some music on, and there's incredible music. You have to find your music and help you to get that level of energy there and excitement there, and it's almost like people are firing up and help you.
I have to ask. Oh, go ahead.
And it's almost like people cheering you up and helping you to be more energetic.
Okay.
You're not alone.
I have a very stupid question. So how do you
ask it?
I have to still, because I'm interested. I was too lazy to research. But how do you actually create a binaural beat out of a normal tune? How does this happen?
Oh, that's actually a great question. The binaural beat is an additional layer. It is generated by itself. We have wavelets. It's a physioacoustical thing where we generate them. It's almost like you sit on a piano synthesizer and play two very similar frequencies at the same time. And if you have very accurate machines who can generate oscillations which are like 1 hertz apart, then you suddenly have a 1 hertz binaural beat. So it is a simple process once you have the right tools.
And what happens in the body then? So what's the impact on the body?
What happens in the body is when you listen to them and we take it in through our skin, the skin is listening as well as the ears. But if we listen on headphones and you have a signal coming in from the left, which is a certain frequency, and a little higher frequency on the right side, in the brain, you construct the differential of it. And that entrains with great energy your brain waves.
Interesting. So we got this technology, which is, I guess, not that old, is it?
The brain waves are as old as we are on the planet. To entrain them is a relatively new technology, and we especially became aware of it when we found out about REM, dream phases. And I think everybody learned about that in school, that our brain waves tune up and tune down depending on which phase you are dreaming. And it's a very specific pattern which helps you to sleep better and deeper. And also, so during sleep, so you don't even lose any time you can add those brain waves, those binaural beats into your sleep and help you to find better sleep and deeper sleep.
Okay, so it's also possible to use them kind of in an unconscious state.
Yes, and to fall asleep. There are very specific patterns. It seems 1 in 4 people worldwide have sleeping challenges to fall asleep. This is where HealthTunes really comes in strongly and could help you with your insomnia or sleep problems.
Okay, that sounds very interesting to me. I guess I need to continue doing that for falling asleep. The question is, how can you really personalize this experience? Because, you know, everyone has different music taste. I once told you I'm kind of, you know, into rock or something like that. Then listen to this music. I wasn't that excited because it turned out I was into particular songs, but not the genre. So how can you make this experience really enjoyable for an individual?
I think most of us know the genres of music we like, and HealthTunes offers all the major genres, some kind of playlist. And it's really important that you pick those, because it wouldn't help as much if you hate music, if you hate punk music, and you're classical aficionado, it would not really help you much to listen to that track. So we make it easy for you. You can type in your genre. Of course, there might be 1 or 2 tracks you don't like as much. And this is where the future comes in, where your biosensors immediately pick up, oh, Natalia does not like the track, and you skip to the next one and you don't even think about it. And after a while with AI, it knows specifically your music taste and will focus right on you. And the world is in a big shift right now. It was doctor-centric and now it's patient-centric. It's the person, the user is so much more important than they ever had been. And with the right sensors, we can help that.
Tell me more how this actually happens. So how can the software find out if I really enjoy the music or not by using this kind of, you know, biosignals from my body? Which kind of signals? How does this work?
We all react to acoustic signals. If I go like this, your eyes do a little flicker, and audio signals immediately have a physiological resonance and effect on us. So a good sensor dialing into your biometers will immediately know if this particular track is good or bad for you.
What data points would you collect for that?
It is, first of all, heart rate, breathing. The challenge is that the respiratory functions are the hardest to measure now with the biosensors. HRV, which gets easier and easier. Apple Watch is on their way to give us pretty good HRV readings, galvanic measurements, oxygenation. There are a couple of companies who do a really good job on that.
Are you actually also cooperating with these kinds of wearable companies for, you know, direct integration, or where do you stand there?
We are users of a couple of companies, and BioVotion works with us. It's a Swiss company. We would love to contact more companies, and if they're interested, again, they can talk to our technicians or call me directly. We're very open to integrate and be integrated in those spheres.
That sounds like a nice motto: integrate or be integrated. I don't know what I would prefer.
Yes, I think it goes both ways always. We all have to be open for that.
Okay, so you're looking for new product partnerships to, you know, create a better ecosystem for your product and connect it to biosensors. Obviously, wearables is the first thing that comes to mind. What about AI? So where are you right now in this development of AI? What's the current state?
AI is the new kid on the block, and it's an incredible new sauce in our kitchen. Probably even more than a sauce. We use it creatively and scientifically. And if I may talk a little bit about the creative part, we are on this incredible project right now. Beethoven wrote 9 symphonies, but while he wrote the 9th symphony, already made sketches for the 10th symphony. and he passed before he could really start on it. So we only have hints of where he wants to be. There's a lot of more material for first and second movement, and a couple of people tried to make sense with it. And there's even a recording out there, but nobody dared to touch the third and fourth movement because it's so little information. And so we trained AI, and that's the best part of it. The AI is an incredible student. You can tell the AI the Kunstfuge, which is thousands of works, of incredible works, to analyze it and remember it. And based on that knowledge, we ask the AI to finish the themes Beethoven penned. And in the beginning, it was so la la, it was not very convincing, but AI learns with every iteration and feedback. It is an incredible student, as I said. And now we're at the point where we have goosebumps, and not only the tech nerds, I'm a tech nerd, but also the scientific, the academic, the musicologists are thinking this is incredible. So in the creative, AI is very powerful. In our health system, it can be even more powerful because we have very clear parameters. Where do we want to be? There's a certain a bracket of temperature you need to be in, heart rate, breathing patterns, and so on and so on. It could help and tell you to roll out a gymnastics plan. It's like a workout plan. So you don't overstrain your muscles, you don't heat up too much. And we know that kids, especially when they go skiing, they don't know that they overheat. So for kids, it'd be incredible to have a little thermosensor in there and see where the temperature is and have them calm down, and vice versa. So we would have lesser accidents, sports accidents, and long-term hindering because we do too much and we get discouraged because we did too much, and then we're in pain for the next 3 days. And here, in conjunction with music, it could make it more entertaining so that your workout becomes a real fun thing, a daily exercise where you get more energy and you do something for your body, for your mind, and it's a win-win-win.
That sounds really interesting to me. So you're basically taking the learnings out of the Beethoven project and transforming it into the health application case.
AI is agnostic. AI can do anything. AI could help you to get a better way to fix your bicycle, or get a better workout routine for you, or help with composing and redoing the 10th Symphony. It is an incredible platform. You can ask any question. It will never be offended.
So when will the AI come into life in HealthTunes?
That is a big dream, and I'm trying to, that's also why I'm doing this project, get into that sphere, into the platform more and more. It's, of course, a financial question as well. I would love to be able to get a couple of weeks rendering time and AI time in these mainframes, which costs a lot of money.
It definitely does. Maybe the last question in regards to AI, music, regeneration, performance in fitness context, in the fitness studio context. Do you actually see gyms as the future field of, application for what you guys are doing with HealthTunes, or would you say it's just too far away?
It definitely is one of many locations for that. And at this point, we don't know if gyms are the future place for getting well. We don't know what's happening with COVID, if we can congregate or not, if we can be together. And second, the fitness center I'm going to right now, there are probably 3-4 people in that one room at the time. It used to be 60, 70, you were in line. Everything is shifting. So giving good prognosis, I don't know. I just know that HealthTunes can help anybody to get into a healthier, routines and into well-being.
That's a very good closing remarks. I think healthier routines is something all of us need in these strange times. Walter, thank you so much for your time, and talk to you soon.
Thank you, Natalia. Have a good day.